Hello, internet, or gamers, yeah, we'll go gamers. In honor of the newly released The Last of Us, I am going to do I guess in this case, a 4-in-1 review on Naughty Dog's, one of their biggest franchises, the Uncharted series. So let us begin, shall we? So Uncharted basically follows a treasure hunter by the name of Nathan Drake, who in Uncharted 1 and 2 we get the assumption that he's related to Sir Francis Drake. So Uncharted is a third-person shooter game, kind of like Tomb Raider in a way. The gameplay is fun. It's exciting. The story's amazing, most of them. Yeah. So let us begin. Let's see. We'll go with each game. So the first game I'll go with is Uncharted. Uncharted, graphic wise, it's meager, kind of. It's good as a PS3 launch title, but compared to the other two, it's not the best graphics, obviously. The story is good. It's fun and entertaining. Unfortunately, there was no multiplayer yet for it. It's a nice beginning to the series, and things like that. I enjoyed it a lot, and it's a game worth playing. So the next in the series is Uncharted 2. Uncharted 2 was when they brought out the multiplayer. The multiplayer is pretty good. The good thing about this game is that it allows you to do things that you don't normally do in a multiplayer game, or in most shooter games, like being able to hang from a ledge and shoot, or throw a grenade, or things like that. Compared to Mass Effect, you can't really do that. You're able to, and I used Mass Effect, which is a great game until the third one. The third one was good graphic wise. Anyway, this isn't a Mass Effect review. This is an Uncharted review. So but using Mass Effect as a third-person shooter comparison, Uncharted gave a lot more ability as far as third-person shooting goes. Even any type of shooter game. I know I shouldn't really, but I compare it to, say, Call of Duty or Medal of Honor, stuff like that. And it's like, well, in those games, can you hang from a ledge and shoot your opponent? No. Can you climb ledges? Or, well, you can climb ladders and stairs and stuff like that, but can you hang from the side of a building, basically? And the answer is no. mainly because it's a first-person shooter, but point's the same. The second player, the multiplayer in Uncharted 2 was lacking a lot, but the story was one of the greatest. It was one of the better stories out of the three. It featured new characters, and the story was much more interesting than what I'll show soon is the third one. The graphics ended up were a lot better in this one than they were in the first Uncharted, obviously. So after, but and I don't know if in a way you could purchase the second one before the first one. There might be some, like, what's going on, who are these characters, I guess, but I guess you should probably get the first one, then play the second one. Which, do it. Get on it and do it. Go. Anyway, yeah, so, oh, speaking of which, Uncharted, I give, we'll say, out of the four, I would put it in second place. Uncharted 2, and, okay, as far as stories go, Uncharted would be second place. Uncharted 2 would be first place. Uncharted 3, fourth place, and Uncharted Golden Abyss is actually better, so probably third place. Anyway, as far as multiplayer, Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3 are the only ones who have multiplayer, and if you're only looking for a good multiplayer game, Uncharted 3 would be a better choice because you have more options. Okay, you know how in, what is that, Call of Duty, I believe, I don't know which one, we'll say all of them. Anyway, they allow the winning team to get special abilities, right? Which ends up, you get rewarded for kill streaks and stuff like that. Well, in Uncharted 3, it's the opposite. I mean, you still get rewarded for kills. Actually, you get rewarded for medals, but with, like, kickbacks and things like that, which can be anything from a sniper rifle to a RPG to, anything like that. Or, being invulnerable to bullets for a short time. Uncharted 3, so you still have that, but with Uncharted 3, you have the losing team, and I love this part about the multiplayer feature. The losing team are given what is it called? Power plays. Yeah, that's what it is. Power plays, which allows the losing team to try to catch up. So, like, if you're on the losing team, you get, like, say, all the rival team is exposed, where you can see where each of the rival team is, or something as small as or something as easy as, say, kill the target, and I guess in this case, if you're on the losing team, the enemy team will have a target painted on their head, and you have to go after them. And then once you kill that person, then target changes and you have to kill another person. Multiplayer is divided between heroes and villains. The one thing I didn't care for were kind of the lack of characters, because in Uncharted 2 you have characters that you don't have in Uncharted 3. So that's kind of the disappointing part. So, and then about Uncharted 3's story, I hated it. I actually, well, I didn't hate it, but I did not like it. As I said, the story to Uncharted 3 is one of the worst for me. I did not care for it. It didn't draw me in. It actually took me out a lot. Basically, you find out that Nathan Drake is not actually related to Drake, and in fact he's actually an orphan who adopted the name, or who took the name Drake. So that made the character kind of very anticlimactic. I mean, they do have flashbacks of how the two main characters ended up meeting, but even it wasn't really necessary, because basically Uncharted 3 is Drake's going facing a ghost of his past, from his past. That's it. And he's racing to stop this evil group from, this not very nice good group from stealing stuff in ruins. Like this, they're basically going after this water that causes hallucinations. So I didn't really care for it. I didn't really care for the plot. In the second one, the plot was better in that it was about the Tree of Life. So he's basically going after the Tree of Life. In Uncharted and Uncharted 2, the heroines stay with you from beginning to end, basically. Uncharted 3, not so much. In fact, a lot of I kind of thought of that as a big deal, although it wasn't really. But I don't know. I thought it was, because it brought a closer thing. It brought a closer relationship, adding that female touch to it, I guess. But it doesn't. They end up leaving in the middle. In the middle. Well, in the beginning to in the middle of the game, they're hardly featured in any of the story. So it's like, that's another thing I didn't really care for. On the Vita version, Uncharted Golden Abyss, I have no idea where this takes place. I mean, in the timeline. I'm guessing it takes place before Uncharted, because before the first game, because none of the characters from the other two games, or three for that matter, are not in it. Instead, it features another heroine, another heroine partner and all that. I would have liked if it had a multiplayer to it, but being as how it was a launch title, I guess that's expected. The gameplay it deals more with the treasure hunting, although it's not it's nothing big. Like a lot of times you're rubbing your finger across the screen to make a to get a impression, a paper impression from a statue or something. So it's all right. The controls were pretty easy to handle. Nothing too big, nothing different. The game was fun. The game was fun. The story was a bit better. It's basically they're looking for the city of gold, I think. Okay, I forgot what the story was, but it was fun. It was worth it. If you are an Uncharted fan, I would say pick it up. It's a handheld version. It's a handheld game, so don't expect it to be like fantastic. But for a handheld game, it's fun. It's good. It's playable. If you want if you want an Uncharted game, for the Go, get it. Compared to other games that I've heard about, this one actually may be a better pick. I mean, games like other games in the third person perspective, Assassin's Creed, stuff like that, which I've heard had bad reviews. I haven't tried them yet, so I can't tell you I can't give you a comparison, but it is a fun game. How much more times do I have to say it? Anyway, the series, I love the series, until the third game, like with Mass Effect. But yeah, as I said, if you want, okay, basically this is how I'll score it. Uncharted, as far as multiplayer goes, Uncharted 3 is your best pick. As far as best story, I would say Uncharted 2 is your best pick. As far as handheld, yeah, like there's any other pick. As far as an Uncharted game that's on a handheld, gee, I wonder. Anyway, yeah, that was sort of supposed to be funny. I know I'm not funny. I mean, I know I'm not funny. Anyway, good game. I have The Last of Us waiting for me. Pick up the Uncharted series if you like those type of treasure hunting games, Tomb Raider. And definitely pick this series up. It's fun. It's hilariously great. Okay, basically, you can think of Uncharted as like a comedic, testosterone-driven, comedic Tomb Raider game, where your main character is a dude instead of a chick. But still, it's a great game. Fun. There's one-liners, two-liners, conversations that you will enjoy. Yeah. And the characters are excellently done. Okay, so I'm off to play Last of Us. Enjoy Go for it. Stop watching. We're done now. Go get the games. Buy them. This is not endorsed by Naughty Dog. Alright. That's it. I'm done. Stop watching. Or are you still here? Leave. Move. Go on. Go. Enough of you.